Good evening, everybody. We are here to bring you some top stories. Some top stories. and we'll see what's going on in the world. And we're going to take your comments on the air. So write to me with your comments at Lookner on Twitter. And thanks to all of our mods for being here. I appreciate you joining us. We're on Agenda Free TV 2 on YouTube, where we haven't been in a little while. Hey, I want to update you. GameStop stock. So we've been covering this story, but in case you haven't been following it late today, in the after hours market, it's down even more. It's down to 187. It's down almost 50, probably down about 45% from its high today. So, So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. There's about an hour more of after-hours trading, about 52 minutes more of after-hours trading. After-hours trading isn't always... So after-hours trading, there's pre-market trading, after-hours trading, and market trading. Now, I'm certainly not an expert on the pre-market and the after-hours, but it can give you a sense of how the stock's going to open tomorrow, but it can also be misleading. So just because the after-hours trading is 187 doesn't mean it's going to open at 187 tomorrow. Pre-market trading starts at 4 a.m. But there's differences between pre-market after-hours and regular trading. So you can't really rely on this. I mean, it's certainly not a good sign that it's going down after hours, but sometimes you can get to the open and things are very different. Like today in pre-market trading, the pre-market, it was up over 300. And then when the market opened, like the first hour and a half, it kind of collapsed to about 230 or 240 or so. But anyways, that's what's going on now. Yeah, it's Low Roller Scratcher says there's a lot of people on Wall Street Bets who are discussing this and talking about that they're losing money. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Hey, thank you, Resonix. Resonix said Robinhood just made a new blog post. One of our viewers, Marcus, told me they sent out an email. So maybe it's the same as their email. Is it just about like how they were running short on money? Blog. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, was it this one? Because we talked about this earlier today. If that's the new blog post, February 1st? Or is this new? This maybe is new. Blah, 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 blah. Many of the questions. There's a lot of confusing information. Yeah. We posted an in-depth explanation on our blog on Friday. Okay. Yeah, basically they were running short on money. They were running so short on money, they raised $3.4 billion, which is more than half the worth of the company. So we talked about this earlier. Thank you, Resonix. I appreciate it, Resonix. If I'm missing this particular thing that you're talking about, let me know. But just to sum up what's going on here, we've been doing some coverage of it. So GameStop is a company that you may have heard of, and they basically have stores that sell video games and video game consoles. And that's not a great business to be in right now. And the stock hadn't been doing very well, and the prospects for the company aren't particularly great. But the stock has gone up from about 17 2 weeks ago to now it's 188. A couple days ago, it was over 480. At one point, a couple days ago, it was over 480. And you might wonder, how does a stock go up that much and nothing has really changed about the company that much? So you might wonder, how does a stock go up that much when nothing's really changed about the company that much? Well, what happened is that these online investors, individual investors who gather online and discuss things, particularly at this forum called Wall Street Bets, they came up with this strategy, which seems to have worked pretty well in the short term, worked very well, which was they saw that this stock had been heavily bet against, heavily shorted. So a lot of hedge funds had bet against this stock. It was very heavily bet against. And they came up with this strategy, which is if we buy the stock and we cause the price to go up a little, then it will just keep going up and up and up and up. Why? Because so many people had bet against it. And if you bet against a stock, you're hoping for it to go down. But if it goes up enough, you may actually have to buy the stock. I know that sounds crazy, but the way shorting a stock works is if you short a stock, if you bet against it, you have to buy it to close out your bet, or cover your bet. There's various reasons you have to buy the stock if it goes up. But basically, but people who bet against the stock, if it went up enough, would have to buy it. That was the thinking. And sure enough, so what they did is people on that forum, Wall Street Bets, started buying the stock, and it started going up. And once it started going up, the price, that meant that that the hedge funds that bet against it had to buy it as well, and that caused the price to go up more. And then more of the people who bet against it had to buy it, and that caused the price to go up more. And you see there's a cycle that happens. And then it went all the way up to above 480. It went from 17 all the way up to above 480. But it has, and so there's been this question of like, how long is it going to stay this high for? Some hedge funds lost billions of dollars on this. But it's you would think that eventually it's just going to go back to where it was because nothing has really changed about the company. So we've been watching this for a couple days. We did some streams on this on Agenda Free TV, and now. It went down a bunch today. You can see it lost about 30% today in regular trading. And then after hours, it's down about 15% more. So earlier in the day, it opened at 316 this morning. The price was 316, and now it's down in after hours to 190. So we'll have to see what happens. But, it very well could, I don't really know what's stopping it eventually from going down to where it was, which was around 20. Now, maybe it'll be higher than that or slower or whatever, but that's where it was before all of this happened. So there's that. And then also something that's happened, in case you have been watching, is Robinhood is this very popular, I believe it's the most popular trading app. A lot of people use Robinhood to buy and sell stocks and buy and sell crypto. And it's a pretty new company. They started in 2013. And their whole motto is to democratize stock purchasing, stocks, basically. Democratize finance, democratize investing, I think they say. And so a lot of individuals, not professional investors, individuals have been downloading the Robinhood app and using that to buy and trade stocks. The app is very user-friendly, and buy and sell crypto. But what happened is, apparently Robinhood got really short on cash. So on Thursday and Friday and today, they stopped people from buying stocks, specifically GameStop and some other stocks that had been going way up, and a lot of people had been focusing on the last few days, like AMC. I don't know if for a day they stopped you from buying the stock, and then on Friday they said, well, you can buy one share of it. So they severely limit what you could purchase. And I think perhaps I heard that they lifted the restrictions a little bit. Let's see here. Can I get an update on market volatility? Help center article. Yeah, so now GameStop, you can buy 20 shares. Earlier today, it was one share. So they've raised these limits a lot. On Friday, it was one share of GameStop, and I think 10 shares of AMC. So these have all been raised a lot because they got billions of dollars in new funding. But a lot of people are upset with Robinhood. A lot of people who have been using Robinhood are saying that they're going to go and use Fidelity or some other company. So there's a lot of anger at Robinhood. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on this. It's been about, the after hours price has been like around here for at least the last hour. So I'll take some comments from you guys. But one might wonder is this the end of the big GameStop run? Are we on the way down to like 20 where it was before, or no? I have no idea. We'll have to see. Ruben Urban says, I have a Robinhood account. Anyways, give me a shout. Let me know what you think about this. @Lookner on Twitter. Let's see here. Mr. Showtime says this girl cashed in her GameStop stock she got 10 years ago for $60 and got $36,000. I guess Mr. Showtime heard that. Ann Salty said, I've never heard about Robinhood until last week. You know, I had never heard of Robinhood until last week, but I don't actively trade stocks. But it has twice. It had, as of last year, it had 13 million users, according to Wikipedia, which is twice as much as E-Trade. So I believe it is the most popular trading app that you can use to trade in the U.S. Alex Thorpe says, Robinhood has had awful PR over the last 4 days. Norichi says, AMC is pretty static. I'll keep my little bit for one reason. The pandemic will end, and when it does, people will flock to the movies. The thing is, though, wasn't that already baked into the price before all this? That's what I would ask about AMC. AMC in after hours is down a bit. So AMC was trading at like 2 or 3 a couple weeks ago, and then it went all the way up to 20, around 20, and now it's down to 12. If you do this and go like, look at 1 month. Yeah, that's the 1 month chart for AMC. You can see it was around 2. And then all of a sudden it went all the way up because the same crowd that put money into that strategized about GameStop and put money into it and created this this explosion in the stock price. They did the same thing with AMC. Alex says, will you do a live stream on the polar vortex when that happens? Maybe. We might. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Maybe. I don't know if we'll do a live stream on it. We'll see. Castro says, my only investments are gold and silver. Oh, I wanted to show you what some of the people were posting on what some of the people are posting on Wall Street Bets. That's the forum where the whole GameStop strategy got hatched. And I have been reading some posts on Wall Street Bets where people are talking about that they've been losing some money, but but they're going to still hold. Hang on a second here. People are showing how much money they've lost. But they're encouraging people to still hold the stock and not give up on it. So let me show you a couple of posts from Wall Street Bets. Hang on 1 second here. Do that. Do that. This was posted 1 minute ago. Don't be a paper-handed blank. End of discussion. Diamond hands. Doesn't matter if you have 1 share or 10,000. YOLO. Oh, I could believe it. They're posting, I guess, their portfolio. And it says, today's net change down $205,000. They say they had 1,538 shares of GME. Maybe they did. Of GameStop. Diamond hands means you hold on to the stock. You're committed to holding on to it. Paper hands means you're ready to sell it right away. Yeah, guys, I can't control. Some people said buffering. It's not on my end. Everything seems fine here. I'm watching myself. I'm not buffering. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not. As far as I can see here, there's no issue on my end with the stream going out. Maybe YouTube is having issues. I'm sorry if they are. Let's see here. Yeah, but a number of people are posting about their losses. Here, look at this. Here's another person. I started with $12,000, so I'm halfway there. GameStop forever. Individual account. Day change down $3,100, $3,193. That's from 1 minute ago. A lot of people are posting that stuff on Wall Street Bets. This person says, we just wanted to reiterate, this is what a bumpy ride looks like. We've been here since the start, and we won't walk away until we're rich. GameStop, rocket, rocket, YOLO. Here's a person who also, people are posting their losses. They were posting their gains, and they're also posting their losses. Hold on a second here. Hold no matter what. This person posted this 5 minutes ago. Their portfolio is down $360. Here's another. Now, you might wonder, why are they holding on to it? Well, for a number of the people, it's not just about making money. It's about sticking it to the hedge funds, because hedge funds have lost billions of dollars from this because they were the ones betting against GameStop. And so part of the allure of all this for some people has been causing the hedge funds to lose money. This person says, senior in college, never been happier to be part of a movement. Rocket, rocket, rocket. They posted their account value, $6,600, day change minus $2,600. These are all from just the last few minutes. This person says lost $550,000 today. I don't know if this is true, but people lost money today if they invested in GameStop. I mean, it went down a lot. So this person says they lost that much. It's just interesting that just people keep posting, all these people are just going on to Wall Street Bets and posting their, losses for the day. Jeff says cash out and retire. I had heard that, I don't know if this is true. There's a well-known, a person named, hold on a second here. Roaring Kitty. He's also known as Deep Effing Value. And he is someone who I believe a couple years ago was like the first person to start pushing GameStop on that Wall Street Bets board. And he made videos about it. But he wasn't the one, it's a little different, because he wasn't saying like, oh, we need to buy and it'll screw over the hedge funds and we can create a short squeeze. Like, he wasn't the one who, he wasn't pushing this recent strategy, but he celebrated on the Wall Street Bets board because he was pushing GameStop. He actually thought GameStop was undervalued, and he was pushing it, I believe, a couple years ago. So Rod Breslau, who's a journalist, says, Roaring Kitty DFV is down $5 million, but he's still holding all of it to the end. I don't know where he's getting this from, but I know he's following the story. I would consider him reliable, so maybe Roaring Kitty posted about it or something. Jeff says he's been posting on DSWSB for years. I read his posts, Roaring Kitty. So I haven't seen this today from Roaring Kitty himself. But Rod Breslau says he's committed to holding it all of it to the end. Breadbox Meme says Roaring Kitty, a.k.a. Deep Effing Value, knows what he is doing. He is a CPA and CSA. There was an article on him in Wall Street Journal recently. Roaring Kitty wanted to break a 4-minute mile. He broke Wall Street instead. I don't even know if I read this article. There he is, right? I guess that's him right there. Anyways. One of our viewers said, Vested said DFV posted that update on Wall Street Bets earlier. Okay. Low Roller Scratcher said Kitty already cashed out $13 million. I don't know. I haven't seen his update. I'd be interested in seeing it. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, and I know not all of the screenshots might be legit on the Wall Street Bets board, but some of them aren't even, some people are posting that they lost like $300 or something. So at a certain point, I don't think everybody is creating fake screenshots showing their losses. I'm sure a lot of them are legit, totally legit, because the stock went down like 45% today. See, like here's a person who posts. Here's another post from today from Wall Street Bets. This is from 3 hours ago. If I can hold and DFV can hold, DFV is Roaring Kitty, so can all you blank. We need more hype in this blank like last week. Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands, rocket, 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 rocket. Now this person says they lost $7,500 today. I believe that. I believe that's legit. I have no problem believing that. Grabo Clone says he really believes there is a bright future for GameStop, the company. Anyways. So here's after hours. Oops. It's down to 198. It's up a little bit. Underdog Rising thinks long-term GameStop won't even be a company. Vast majority of games are bought online now. Oh, I was just going to try to find his post. Sorry. Somebody might have sent me a link. Give me 1 second here. I was looking for his post, but I haven't found it. Somebody has a link to it and they want to send it to me. You can write to me on Twitter at LookNerd. Quentin Venny says hedge funds are using all the plays in the book to drive the price down. Market manipulation with short ladder attack, infiltrating Wall Street Bets, and also manipulating the media to falsely focus on silver with Citadel Investing, which Citadel Investing owns the largest long position. Thank you, Quentin, for writing in. Look, a lot of people you can find on Wall Street Bets, every time the stock goes down, says, a lot of people say it's not really going down genuinely. It's just manipulation by the hedge funds. I find that kind of hard to believe. Why? Because the stock, again, this was trading at about 17 2 weeks ago and come down. I don't know why it wouldn't eventually. So, I haven't seen evidence of that all of the drop. It seems much more likely to me that the drop is people taking profits and people saying, I'm going to just sell now, or people stopping their losses because they bought it higher, than some kind of grand scheme by the hedge funds. I haven't, so it makes sense to me that it goes down. So maybe I'm wrong, but it's going to come down at some point. So Quentin will agree to disagree. But thank you for writing in. Polly says, what's to stop someone from going outside of Robinhood or other apps to do their trading? Are you saying, why do people trade through an app? Like you're saying, I'm guessing like you can't just do it yourself, if that's what you're asking, Polly. I don't even know where you'd be if you weren't doing it through it. Maybe you have to do it through a licensed broker or something like that. You can't just yourself, I don't believe, just buy and sell shares of stock. My guess is maybe you have to be licensed or something. So if you're saying like, why do people have to use a broker? I think maybe you just have to. That's just the way it is. I don't know. I understand your question. It's an interesting question, but I don't know that how you would like there's no, I don't know that there's a window you can go up to or a number you can call, say, give me this stock. I don't think it works that way. My guess is that you have to be a licensed buyer or seller. Ugh. Lynn L. says, when are you going to talk about other important topics? Oh, it's unbelievable. The things people write in the chat room, it's unbelievable. So she got timed up. I will talk about the other topics when I talk about the other topics. How's that? When I decide, when I want to. How's that? When I want to. I will talk about the other topics on my channel when I want to. Is that a good answer, Lynn? Gopher Rob wrote back to me, so many kids are losing money. Yeah, look, I said this a couple days ago. When this stock started going up about a week ago, maybe a little over a week ago, I said my worry is that there might be people who just hear it's going up, they know nothing about why it's going up, they know nothing about the whole thing, and they start pouring money into it. And I'm guessing some people did that, and now they've lost a lot of money. That'd be my guess. Hey, thanks to our moderators. We got moderating right now. We got Angel Shark, Sarah 55, Melissa Alicia, Mark Helton. Thank you. Julian Phillips is our new AFTV2 moderator. Thank you, Julian, for moderating there. Also, our Periscope mods, our Facebook mods, and our Twitch mods. Hang on a second. I need to get everything up on the screen here. We got Idaho Star, Muse, Racing Neophyte, and Tariag modding in our Twitch chat. Thank you. Now, why can't I see the chat on this? Let's see. Hang on. Now I can see the chat, the Facebook chat. All right. Hey, Guy Serin. Thank you, Guy, for the Facebook stars. I appreciate that. And thanks for our mods in Facebook, too. Thank you. Roxanne Betke is moderating there. Okay. Oh, another interesting thing. Oh, by the way, here's a comment from Mr. Corn Soup, who says, with the whole world locked up in their homes, I have a feeling that many people are getting into this crazy market situation to scratch the itch of vice that isn't able to be scratched otherwise, i.e. casinos. That's from Mr. Corn Soup. Tom Blockchain Edison says, GameStop, the company, has been very quiet about this for some reason. California Dreaming says, buy the dip. Also, I did want to show this. This was interesting. I saw this. If I can find it here. Let's see. Where is... Zero Hedge had posted something saying that way fewer shares, were shorted than was believed before. Here, look at this. This is Zero Hedge. It's a site, they talk about the stock market sometimes. They say GameStop slides after short interest said to collapse. So one reason people are holding on to their stock is there's this belief that there are still lots of bets against the stock. That means the stock is shorted. And there's this theory that the people who shorted the stock are eventually going to have to give up and buy the stock and cover their bets. And that's going to cause the stock to go up. So, like on Wall Street Bets discussion board the last couple of days, there's been people saying, look, there's most of the people who bet against the stock have still not covered their bet. They've still not sold. They've still not bought the stock, and they're going to have to. Now, this says, though, this isn't confirmed, but there's one, I guess it's like an analytics firm that they claim that there's actually a lot fewer people still shorting the stock than was thought. After starting this day solidly in the green, GameStop, along with other most shorted names, traded as high as 383, blah, 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 blah. However, the early euphoria did not last long, and moments ago the stock tumbled as much as 34%, blah, 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 blah. Traders were scrambling out to figure if there was a catalyst to the move. There was, according to an update from trading analytics firm S3 Partners, posted at 10:23 a.m., after holding steady in the triple digits, the company's short interest plunged, with the company's founder reporting that according to the firm's analytics, with the analytics company's founder reporting that according to the firm's analytics this morning, short interest is just 8.82 billion or 27.12 million shares shorted, as the shares short have declined by a whopping 35.2 million shares over the last week. So, I don't know if this is true, but this analytics firm estimates that fewer people are currently bet against the stock than thought previously. And if there are, that would be fewer people out there who may need to buy the stock, who may be forced to buy the stock. So I have no idea if this is true, but it's an interesting article. That's from Zero Hedge. You can look at that on Zero Hedge if you want. Oh, thank you, by the way, Barbara Smith. Hey, Barbara says she will come back as soon as she can. We miss you, Barbara. Thank you so much, Barbara. Good to see you, Barbara Smith. Yes, Rob K says the covering of these shorts is what drove the price up to begin with. Exactly. The price was driven up because people who were bet against it were forced to buy it. So it's not good news for the people hoping it'll keep going up if there's actually fewer people than thought who still have bet against the stock and are still holding those bets against the stock. EPAN says that's interesting. Eden's Creek says, I think if GameStop got into esports gaming, they could really come. Eden's Creek also said there were a lot of people on Reddit who stated they had put in piles and know they could lose all. Okay, let's see here. Goblin's Lane says, I can give you a better article chart from Bloomberg. Did Bloomberg have an article about this? Let me see. Let me see. Here's an article about Bloomberg. Robinhood's list. That's not really about Bloomberg. Oh, here we go. Look. GameStop short interest plunges in sign traders are covering. I hadn't seen this article today. This is short interest in the video game Realtor plummeted to 39% of free-floating shares from 114% in mid-January, according to HS Market Limited data. This is from S3 Partners. This S3 Partners one is the one that Zero Hedge was talking about. The short data is potentially an early sign that the short squeeze that propelled GameStop over 1,600% higher in January has progressed. Short squeezes can only last as long as there's a large short position, as long as there's lots of bets against the stock in a stock. Once that dissipates, the situation changes completely. Then this article came out this morning. I didn't even realize I hadn't even seen it. That's interesting. That's from Bloomberg. All right, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, we'll move on from that. We'll talk about the snowstorm next. But that's what after hours. That's what's going on with after hours. Stewie says, could be less shorts or could be a lie. S3 delayed report yesterday, then changed their tune. Well, it sounds like from the Bloomberg article, there's two different firms reporting that they believe that's what's going on. Okay, what's going on with the snowstorm? Let's check the weather radar. Wonder Map. Let's check Wonder Map. The blue is snow. The blue is snow you're looking at. This is Wonder Map. Okay, I'm going to get you some storm totals too. We want to do this. The blue is snow, the green is rain. I guess there's some rain like over eastern Massachusetts. If you're right on the coast, you might be getting some rain. Looks like New York City is still getting snow. History Underfoot says lots of snow at my place. If you want to send any photos of the snow at your place, you can write to me on Twitter. Just send it to me on Twitter, @Lookner. Don't send it to me as a DM. Just send it to me as a reply. Start your tweet @Lookner. I wonder if, does Weather Channel have storm totals? Let's see. Let's see if they do. Over 2 feet of snow so far, they say. Let's see. See what they have to say about this. They call it Orlina. They give it a name on Weather Channel. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Current radar. All right. Maximum storm totals are on the order of 20 inches or more from eastern Pennsylvania to northern New Jersey. The highest total is 27 inches as of a couple hours ago in Mendham, New Jersey. Central Park has 15 inches of snow. That makes it the first snowstorm to dump a foot or more of snow on the city in just over 5 years. Look at this. It's from Nikki Budnick. Strong winds occurring mainly near the coast from Delaware to New England. Current winds. Gusts of 43 in Boston. Coastal flooding inundated some roads with the Monday late morning high tide near Atlantic City, Belmar, Manasquan, and Wildwood, New Jersey, and also at Howard Beach, New York. Sea Isle, New Jersey. Okay. Lingering snowfall is expected tomorrow from New England southward to New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. Additional snow forecast. Look at this. Additional snow through Tuesday. So New England's going to get a bunch of it. The dark purple is 12 to 18. Light purple is 5 to 8. That's the additional snow. Ann M says, best part of NYC in snow is you can still walk to takeout. Martinez says, I'm in New Jersey. My car is almost buried. Soulful Music says, currently getting 8 inches here at the moment, but no sign of snow. Oh, Soulful Music. I'm going to have to remove that. I think you meant to be naughty. You watch it, Soulful Music. You're lucky I don't hide you. Soulful Music that's it. No more, hey mods, no more. Next time Soulful Music breaks the rules, out. 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 I don't care what it is. Spirit to Spirit says, we rarely get snow in Alabama. Ooh, look. Viewer photos. I love it. I love it when this happens. Bruce Kahn says, Lancaster, Pennsylvania at 5 p.m., snow coming down as of 7:47. This was a couple hours ago, but the snow's still coming down. That's from Bruce Kahn. I love the viewer photos and videos. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Oh yeah, I'll check Snap Map, Mr. Showtime. Andy posted a video. Oh, we got a video from Andy. Hold on. This is great. Look at this one. Let me know where you are. I don't know where Andy is. Andy is somewhere where there's snow. Could be anywhere. Where is Andy? It's lovely, though. Yes, Jessica mentions it's supposed to be maybe a polar Arctic blast next week. Some very cold weather maybe for the east. We'll talk about that. 7 Seas. Look at 7 Seas writes in and says, Keyport, New Jersey, almost a foot of snow. Rita's Real says, getting a ton of rain here in South Carolina. Wish I was snow. Norichiri says, we had a 9 inches near Chicago, tacked on to 2 or 3 inches last Monday. Yeah, Rita sent me this about My Pillow. I had posted a tweet about their account getting suspended. The corporate account for My Pillow was suspended by Twitter on Monday after CEO Mike Lindell reportedly tried to use it to get around his own ban for spreading election conspiracy theories. You can see here, that's from Daily Beast. Donnie O'Sullivan posted it here. Another video. We got another video here. I love it. Hang on. Let's see. We got a video from Long Island. From hold on. Liliardo Rios sent a video from Long Island. Check it out. Let's check it out. What happened? Hold on. We're still going. Very nice. I was upset because it's like 55 degrees here today in Orlando. Here's another video. Thank you for that video. Brandon Warwick sent a video in. Let's check out Brandon's video. A little bit outside of Philly. And then Jennifer Tower said, from my daughter just now in Waltham, Massachusetts. I know Waltham, Massachusetts. They got a bunch more snow to come, I think, in New England. Zalapahead says, friendly Manitoba. Is this even the same storm? Or is this just different? That can't be the same storm. All the way up there? Oh, I guess maybe they got it. Maybe they could have gotten it earlier. There's Manitoba. When it was closer to the Midwest. Where's the map? Where's Wonder Map? Doesn't look like it's there right now. Oh, Mason Kelsey had a comment on Robinhood, the app. Mason says, the appeal of Robinhood is the simplistic user interface, really easy to use layout, and fractional commission-free trades. I don't know of any brick and mortar or institutional brokers that are commission-free and easy to use. Thank you, Mason, for writing it. Jennifer Towers says, waiting on it here in Maine, starting overnight tonight in Waltham. She says it's really coming down and windy. You can reach me at Lookner. Well, hold on a second here. Hang on. Hang on. There, that's done. That's done. Stewie says expected snow in New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm going to check SnapMap. I'm sure there's a ton of SnapMap videos. I'm sure there's a ton. Let's see. Got to make sure the volume, though. Oops. What did I pin this tab? I don't even know what I just did here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's probably tons of videos of snow. That's in New York, Center Mauritius. I gotta watch I can't have the volume on. Look at this one. Look at this one. Hang on, I'll turn the volume up on this one. If I can. Sound Beach, New York.
Shut up! Oh my God.
Medford, New York. That's Medford, New York, 3 hours ago. Look at this guy.
Hey. Yeah, go that way.
How about, I'm sure there's a bunch in New York City. This is called Snap Maps. You can use Snap Maps and just go around and look and see what people are posting. Ooh, 35 minutes ago. Look at this. There you go.
About me, my dog's like a playman.
Some New York City ones. New York City isn't even the most, I think a lot of the places in New Jersey might have had the most snow so far. Let's go over here. Gotta like pick random places in New Jersey and see what happens. Wee, Freehold, New Jersey. Hey, thank you, First Utopia. That's very kind of you. First Utopia, thanks for your support. Hang on a second here. How about Trenton? Look at this. Hey, if you have photos or videos from where you are, give me a shout on Twitter @Lookner. Thank you, First Utopia. What a mess. Unfortunately, I'm guessing a lot of vaccine distribution probably got canceled today. Andre says that's like every other day here in Montreal. Oh, we got another photo. Look at this. Delmarva. Where's Delmarva at? Greetings from Delmarva, from Captain Featherhat. Delmarva is Delaware and parts of Maryland and Virginia. Okay. Oh, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. I see. I see. I didn't know. Baby Shark says that's by me. Delmarva. History Underfoot says vaccine and testing sites closed here. Ooh, we got another video. Oh, hold on. We got a live report from Polly. Guys, Polly wrote in with a report. Look, it's Polly. Polly's on the scene with a weather report. South Jersey report.
All right, this is Paulie in South Jersey, and we are snowing, as you can see. There's the parking lot of the building, and my car is way over there. So it's snowy. It's, as you can see here, pretty snowy around the neighborhood. They expect this to go on for several hours, and we'll see if I get out in the morning for work. So back to you in the studio.
What a great report from Polly. Hopefully Polly will update everyone on whether he got to work. That's a live report from Polly. Missouri Cowboy says we all love Polly and his wonder-filled reports. See? Good job, Polly. April Coco sent a video in. Hey, April Coco sent a video. Look. from White Plains, New York. Love it. Keep them coming. Baby Shark sent a photo. Look, a lot of our viewers. It's a lot of our viewers are in the areas. That's from Baby Shark. Oh, thank you, First Utopia, for the sticker. I don't know if I've seen that sticker before. Thank you, First Utopia from Canada. I appreciate it. You know what he's doing in that sticker. Bruce Kahn sent another video. Let's play Bruce Kahn's video. Bruce Kahn says, snowmobile driving past my house, 7:59 p.m., Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm Butch on the Facebook feed. Hello, Butch. You became a #1 choice of worldwide news. You're awesome. Oh, thank you, Bruce Kahn. Live from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oh, hang on a second here. Snoochie Boochies says, hey from Chicago, day before the storm. That's from Snoochie Boochies. Jay Sinrod sent a video in. I don't know where Jay is. It's pretty, though. Hey, thank you so much, April Coco. Thanks for your support, April Coco, as we look at Jay's video. Thank you, April. I appreciate it. Thanks for the sticker. Very nice, Jay Sinrod. Thank you also to FJ3 for... Appreciate it, Dark. FJ... Oh, sorry, FJ... Yes, FJ3. I read that right. Steve Corvette said Sequoia Park near me. This is from Steve Corvette. Got a couple photos from Steve. Not sure where Steve is. Upstate Zach says just started here. Supposed to be 6 to 12. I don't even know if I got to all the videos. Did I show this one yet? Did I show Martina Malkin's video? I don't think I did. I can't remember. Had a lot of viewers in the storm. That's Martina's from Bloomfield, New Jersey. Thanks for the videos. Oh, another video from Liliardo Rios, Long Island, our deck and back chicken yard. Very nice. You know, I had read one, that there's going to be crazy cold weather coming up, and two, there might be another snowstorm. Let's see here. Ryan Maui said, GFS continues to model an Arctic blast this weekend and early next week, extending from Midwest into Great Lakes, moderating as it heads into mid-Atlantic. Extreme cold will certainly take aim on Chicago, well below zero, and deadly wind chills. Let me see if I can find some more information on this. Next week, I guess. Oh, he also said, now this would be a blockbuster blizzard. 967 millibars. Freshly updated Euro model 12Z run develops a massive nor'easter this weekend. While your barometers should always be ready for low pressure, still a 6-day forecast of a powerful bomb cyclone is highly uncertain. He posted that this afternoon. So he says there's a chance of a big storm this weekend. Also, he said behind this powerful cyclone is a polar vortex-related Arctic blast of epic proportions. Monday morning, low temperatures would be extremely cold into the southeast. Folks should be on alert if extreme cold is bad for them. Continue to watch their local forecasters. Let me go to windy.com and see if Windy has... If I go to windy.com and I go to temperature, that's temperature, and I play it forward to Monday. Okay, let's play this forward on Windy. Okay. That's Friday. Let's play it here. Okay, getting into Saturday. That's Saturday. Let's see what happens. This is the Euro model. This is the Euro model. This is getting into Sunday. Oh, look at the purple. Look at the purple. Look what's happening. Look what's happening with the purple. And then that's Sunday. And then we're getting to Sunday night. Watch what happens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's Monday. Okay, I think we need Monday. I have to stop it on Monday. I think Monday is probably the coldest. Yes, so I'm going to go back to Monday. Now, what are these temperatures? This is the forecast for Monday. All right, so here. These are the current Euro model forecast temperatures for Monday. This would be Monday in the morning. You're looking at, that's Indiana there. Like -8, -9. And then this is Illinois. Chicago like -10, all these minus double digits. And then Iowa, look at this. Iowa -24, -26, -25. Wisconsin, a bunch of minuses here. Minnesota, St. Paul -24. All these minuses. Also, this is North Dakota. All these minuses here. And then even you get, look at this. Look at these numbers. Some of Tennessee -10. South Carolina, single digits maybe, or actually double digits. Then we get down to Florida, where I am probably about 39 degrees. Panhandle freezing. But it's this polar vortex Arctic blast thing here. This is Monday. I think this is Monday, 5 a.m. Look at this. And then, Kentucky, negative temperatures. Missouri, some negatives. Look at the Iowa, though. Norichi says that happens at this time of year in Chicago every few years. So that's the current Euro model forecast for Monday. So be aware of that. And then in terms of, where is this? Do they have a layer for snow? I do radar and satellite. That's the forecast for, oh no, that's the actual radar. I was looking for like a precipitation forecast. I'm hearing some noise. I don't know. I usually don't get the precipitation on windy. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, the clicking is, I don't know if the clicking is, sounds almost like it's coming from the ceiling. I've never heard it before. Seems to have stopped. I have never heard it in this studio before. It didn't actually sound like rain or something. It sounded like something else. Okay, and then so certainly that's worth keeping an eye on. But this is he's saying there could be a nor'easter this weekend. I don't think it was the map noise for the lightning. The map was clicking? I don't think so. Was it? Maybe it was. Maybe the map was clicking. It sounded like it was coming above me. No. I don't think it was. I don't have the volume on. I don't know. Maybe it was. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was. I have no idea. Rain, thunder. Oh, is this snow? Yeah, this is snow. This is the forecast. This is the forecast for Monday. But this is way out. So this is a forecast. That's this is the Euro model. That's Saturday, that's Sunday. That's Monday. I don't know if this is, I think this is per hour maybe. I don't know. That's 3 hour storm totals. That's not total. Anyways, maybe it was the lightning strikes. Maybe it was the lightning strikes. Let's see. Let's try this again. Let's see if I can get it again. Radar. It was. You're right. It was the lightning on. It was the. It's so weird. It's like an audio illusion. It sounds like it's coming from the ceiling, but it's actually coming from the website. See? How about that? It's really funny. Good ears, everyone. So keep an eye out for the for maybe next week, maybe in a week or the weekend, storm and polar blast. Nancy Letty Jenkins said the clicking was on the map. Bud Green said the clicking was on the map. Andy Thomas says it was flashing too. J.M. Lisa says next weekend is going to be very bad. I agree. Around that date, as fit in February, is always horrendous. Blizzard of 78, same time. Narco said it was the lightning page as well. Narco Garola said lightning on the website. Notorious Jack Ripper said, I thought it was water dripping from your ceiling. No, we do not have another apartment complaint. Okay, let's see here. Hang on a second here. All right, there's some other stories I want to talk about. Polly said that was so funny watching you look around for the clicking, the map strikes. It really did sound, Polly, like it was coming from above me. It's very, very odd. It was very odd. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about some other stories, which we're going to do in a second. We are going to do that in a second. Hold on, I just messed up. I had the map here. Thank you, Polly. I appreciate it. Great report, Polly. Thanks for the live update. All right, so here's Wonder Map. Here's Wonder Map. We'll play this. We'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. And how do I get rid of this? There. All right, now what I want to do really quick is, oops. I need to take a 1-minute break. Then we're going to talk about a couple other stories. When I get back, we're going to talk about a couple other stories. Sarah wants Thundershow. So hang tight for 1 minute. I'll come right back and we'll continue our live news roundup, wrap-up coverage. Okay, we're back. We're back here live on Agenda Free TV 2 on YouTube and Agenda Free TV wherever else. By the way, if you want to know when I'm coming on the air to cover news on any of my channels, the best thing to do is to sign up for the Discord notifications. We have a free notification thing set up through Discord. The link is at the bottom of the YouTube video description, and also the moderators can post that link as well. So sign up for the Discord so you can get notified when I'm coming on the air. And remember, on YouTube, I actually have 2 news channels on YouTube. Usually I'm on Agenda Free TV, but there's also Agenda Free TV 2. So let me just show you here. See, this is the other one. That's Agenda Free TV. But right now we're on Agenda Free TV 2. So there's 2 of them on YouTube. On the other platforms, there's just 1. So heads up about that. Oh, I want to talk about there's a couple things. The SpaceX story. We should talk about the SpaceX story. Did you guys hear about that? Christy likes the Agenda Free TV 2 idea. Did we talk about the SpaceX? We have not talked about it. Dave says, this is the time of year I hate living in the Northeast. Derailed Freight says, high-pitched sounds can be misleading where they're coming from. So SpaceX announced that they're going to do their first all civilian spaceflight crew. They're going to literally launch a spacecraft, and it's going to start orbiting the Earth, and it's going to have no professional astronauts on it. They're going to have 4 people, I think 4, and SpaceX is going to train them. And I think at least one of them is going to win it through a sweepstakes. Let me show you this. All civilian crew, space tourism. Let me show you. Announcing the first commercial astronaut mission to orbit Earth aboard Space Dragon. This mission enables access for everyday people who dream of going to space. Well, I'm guessing most of the people who will go will need to be able to afford it. So this here, if you look here, it says SpaceX to launch Inspiration 4 mission to orbit. I think I have to make this smaller so I can show it on the screen. In 2020, SpaceX returned America's ability to fly NASA astronauts to and from the International Space Station for the first time since the Space Shuttle's last flight in 2011. In addition to flying astronauts for NASA, Dragon was also designed to carry commercial astronauts to Earth orbit, the space station, or beyond. Today it was announced SpaceX is targeting no earlier than the 4th quarter of this year, so maybe late this year, for Falcon 9's launch of Inspiration 4, the world's first all-commercial astronaut mission to orbit. So not governmental, commercial. From historic, it's going to be launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Jared Isaacman, founder and CEO of Shift for Payments, is donating the 3 seats alongside him aboard Dragon to individuals from the general public who will be announced in the weeks ahead. Learn more about how to potentially join this historic journey. The crew will receive commercial astronaut training by SpaceX on the Falcon 9 launch vehicle and Dragon spacecraft, orbital mechanics, operating it in microgravity, zero gravity, and other forms of stress testing. They will go through emergency preparedness training, spacesuit and spacecraft ingress and egress exercises, as well as partial and full mission simulations. Obviously, this is a very dangerous thing to do for anyone, right? I mean, I know that they certainly are doing their best to be safe, but there's always the potential for an accident with this kind of thing. This multi-day journey orbiting Earth every 90 minutes, orbiting Earth every 90 minutes along a customized flight path will be carefully monitored at every step by SpaceX Mission Control. Upon conclusion of the mission, Dragon will re-enter Earth's atmosphere for a soft water landing off the coast of Florida. Vivian says, no thank you, I stay firmly planted on Earth. And then they actually let you, I guess join the first all-civilian mission to space. Secure your seat. And I guess to be entered in like a drawing or something, you have to like make a donation to like a charity. See, it says, here's how you can join us. Inspiration will have 4 seats. Now, one of them is that guy who's paying for the other 3 seats. Inspiration 4 will have 4 seats representing the mission pillars of leadership, hope, generosity, and prosperity. You have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to join this flight by securing either the generosity or prosperity seat. So it sounds to me, it says win a seat on Inspiration 4 sweepstakes. Winner of each must be physically and psychologically fit for training and spaceflight, and must meet the requirements to be admitted into related government facilities. So if you're, unfortunately, I'm guessing if you're like 90 years old, even if you can't do it. Like you have to be fit to do it. But it looks to me like that two of the people chosen will be chosen in the sweepstakes. Carol says, I would so go. No, I will not be trying to go. I don't think I'd do very well. Roland Fernandez says, just wearing a closed face helmet will give me anxiety. I think I'd probably be claustrophobic. Underdog Rising says that takes out like 90% of Americans. Debo says, you lost me at psychologically fit. Mr. Speaker says, I'm out. I'd love to go, though. I'm still young, though. How about that? How about that? Let me take some more comments here. That'll be quite the thing. Ellie Bourne says, I watch Star Trek, so I'm good to go. LD Bell, I believe you have to donate to those groups on the links there. That's what my guess is. Hold on a second. I need to get rid of somebody. Hang on. Pretty crazy, though. See if I can get you anything more about that. To get on this SpaceX flight, you don't have to be rich, just lucky. The founder of Shift4 Payments is chartering a trip to orbit and raffling a seat to a random winner to raise money for childhood cancer research. It will be the first mission to orbit where none of the people aboard is a professional astronaut from NASA or another government space agency. This is from New York Times. This week's that announcement follows last week's report of a private mission also on a SpaceX vessel to the International Space Station. 3 customers are paying $55 million each for an 8-day stay. Wow. I didn't even hear that, which would occur as soon as next January. I hadn't even heard that. Oh, Mr. Isaacman is giving 2 of the seats to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis. One of those seats will go to a frontline healthcare worker at St. Jude. The other seat will be raffled off to someone at random, with the goal of raising at least $200 million for St. Jude. You do not need to donate to enter for a chance for the trip to space, but each dollar donated counts as 10 entries up to 10,000 entries. Only U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents 18 and older can enter the raffle. Someone selected for the trip must be under 6'6", weigh less than 250 pounds, and pass psychological and physical tests. You know what SpaceX should do? I don't know if they're going to do this. They could make money if SpaceX made a reality show that documented the people doing this. Like, I bet they could make a lot of money by having a reality show about that. They're probably going to video a lot of this stuff anyway. I think a lot of people would watch that. Mr. Isaacman said he had personally committed to donating $100 million to this cause. Good for him. The 4th seat in the Crew Dragon will go to an entrepreneur in a Shark Tank-like contest run by Shift4. Details of the contest are posted on the Shift4 website. The winners of the 2 seats will be selected in about a month. Launch your business for a chance to launch into space. One Shift4 shop entrepreneur will win the adventure of a lifetime. Launch an online store with Shift4 Shop. Post a short video on Twitter about your entrepreneurial story. A panel of celebrity judges will review the top trending videos. There you go. Doug Rabbit, I'm sure they've already thought of that. They video a lot of their own stuff anyway, so I don't know, if they're going to do it, but I'm guessing they'll probably video a lot of it. Let me know your thoughts at Lookner on Twitter. Very interesting. That'll be a pretty big deal, though, when that mission happens. Sonic Man says, I know having commercial orbits into space have risks, but many other things also have risks. This may be an unfair comparison, but there are technically more deaths in car accidents. Well, yeah, I mean, if there's more deaths in car accidents in space exploration, there's more people that going on cars. So I can't give you percentages, but, The thing with space exploration, though, is if there's some kind of catastrophic accident, it risks setting it back because, people might get skittish about going and, if there's a big accident. That's one reason. I feel like accidents can happen, but it would be such a big deal if it happened and so public if it happened with one of those spacecraft. Then you wonder, if by some chance, there was an accident and the people died, would the government say, well, you can't fly this again for another couple years or something until you work out the case? I don't know, but, it's a big deal if it happens. Grover Maddox says the first commercial astronauts will most definitely not be unaware of the hazards. I'm sure they will have you sign tons and tons of waivers. Oh, hang on a second here. Our viewer, thank you to our viewer E, who sent me the post from DFV. Here, look. This is from Deep Effing Value on Wall Street Bets. We talked about this before. See, it's posted by Deep Effing Value, and it's his balance sheet showing that for the day he was down about $5 million but he's still holding. See, it has 163,000. I don't know, is that called Reddit points? Is that what it's called? But there it is right there. Okay. Thank you for sending that in. I was looking for that. Okay, so I'm certainly going to be following what's going on with the SpaceX Citizen Journeys. All right, let's move on from that. Hey, thanks again to our moderators. I really appreciate it, mods. We got Melissa, Alicia, Sarah, Julian Phillips, Angel Shark, Mark Helton. Thank you. Roxanne Betke, thank you. Bud Green. I don't believe Elon himself, Bud, has gone up. Nicolette Geese says they've come a ways since Challenger. Thanks also to our Twitch mods. Muse. Hang on a second here. Hang on. Some people have asked about the coup in Myanmar. You know, I don't have a lot of intelligent things to say about it because I'm not really familiar about it. From what I understand, the military ran the country for a number of decades, and then more recently, the military agreed to share power, and the country was kind of starting to move toward democracy, but the military has, I think yesterday, took back power. So I also, from my reading on it, saw that it doesn't seem like it was that surprising to the people in the country. I've seen a number of people from the country say that they figured this was going to happen. So just to be clear on this Myanmar coup, it's not like something, I don't get the impression it's something totally out of the blue that happened. So I'll give you an update here, but that it's really not something I'm well versed in. So I don't really have much myself to add on it. From the news reports, Myanmar coup, Aung San Suu Kyi, I don't even know how to pronounce the name, I'm sorry, detained as military seizes control. Let's see here. Myanmar, also known as Burma, was ruled by the armed forces, was ruled by the military until 2011, when democratic reforms led by, and I'm going to get the pronunciation of this from Wikipedia. It'll say the pronunciation. Aung San Suu, can't even see, Kyi, it looks like, Aung San Suu Kyi, Aung San Suu Kyi. Let's try that. Myanmar was ruled by the armed forces until 2011 when democratic reforms led by Aung San Suu Kyi and ended military rule. She spent nearly 15 years in detention between 1989 and 2010. She got the Nobel Peace Prize in 1991. She was hailed as a beacon of democracy, but her international reputation suffered severely following an army crackdown on the mostly Muslim Rohingya minority. Former supporters accused her of refusing to condemn the military or acknowledge accounts of atrocities. So the military had been ruling there until 2011. Oh, this is a little analysis by Jonathan Head from BBC. Why has the army acted now? By the way, I think the coup was Sunday. On Monday, the new parliament was supposed to be seated. They had just had elections there. So it's official. The armed forces in Myanmar have confirmed they have carried out a coup, their first against a civilian government since 1962, in an apparent violation of the Constitution, in which the military promised to honor as recently as last Saturday. The grievances which have been driving tension between the military and the government are well enough known. The military-backed party, the USDP, performed poorly in last November's general election, whereas the NLD did even better than 2015. The timing of the coup is also easily explained. This week, the first session of Parliament since the election was due to start, which would have enshrined the election result by approving the next government. That will no longer happen. But the military's longer game plan is hard to fathom. What do they plan to do in the year that they have given themselves to run the country? There will be public anger over a coup so soon after an election in which 70% of voters defied the pandemic to vote so overwhelmingly for Aung San Suu Kyi. Famously stubborn, she is unlikely to cooperate with a gun held to her head. Her ally, the president, Win Myint, is the only person authorized under the Constitution to enact a state of emergency. He has been detained with her. For the moment, the military's action appears reckless and puts Myanmar on a perilous path. So that is going on. I need to read up more about it. I haven't really read much background about it. Doug Rabbit says she looked the other way as Muslims in the western part were killed. Give me a shout if you have comments at Lookner on Twitter. I haven't even read it. I'd like to read the Economist article. I find Economist articles are good about summing things up. Let's see if I can find quickly, without having read it, any kind of... Here's a summary here. When the army ended nearly 50 years of military rule in Myanmar in 2011, making way for a civilian government, many were suspicious about its willingness to relinquish power. It initially tried to exclude Miss Suu Kyi, much the country's most prominent democracy activists, from government. It handed authority instead to a party of military stooges. When it did finally allow Ms. Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy to take power in 2016, it still retained great authority, but not apparently as much as it would have liked. The army twice seized power from democratically elected governments in the 20th century and ruthlessly quashed pro-democracy movements. It is used to being in charge. When it gave up absolute power in 2011, it remained a law unto itself. The catalyst for the coup was an election held in November. The ruling party from Ms. Suu Kyi won a staggering 83% of seats, trouncing the main army-backed opposition party. The generals claimed the poll was conducted unfairly. Independent election observers said that voters were able to freely express their will at the polls and choose their elected representatives. Talks between the government and army failed to diffuse tensions. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. The army's motivations are murky. Many analysts had believed a coup was unlikely because the Constitution protects the army's interests so well. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Even after the army's warning last week, few outside observers predicted a coup. I have read, as I said before, accounts of people in there from Myanmar who said that they were not surprised by this. Blah, 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 blah. General Min Aung Hlaing, who I think is the head of the army, may be concerned about his own future in a country where the army is reviled and the civilian government has been trying fruitlessly to bring it under civilian control. He was due to retire this year and may have harbored political ambitions of his own. Okay, so That's a little bit of a summary from The Economist. You can look at that there. Sirens in the Distance says, so is it called Burma again? You know, I don't even know or remember when the name got changed. Myanmar, if we go to like Myanmar or Burma. When did the name change? Myanmar, Burma, name change. There's a BBC article from 2011. The ruling military changed its name from Burma to Myanmar in 1989. I'm not going to really get into it right now. The Economist has an article, should you say Myanmar or Burma, and how much does it matter anymore? This is from 2016. In 1989, the name got changed. The military junta claimed that Burma was a colonially imposed name. Anyway, I would have to read all about all this. Roy Aberdeen thinks democracy is under threat in different places and is retreating in the world. Sam Bista says there isn't a clear date for the name change, wasn't accepted well. Dave NW says the election was unfair. Where have I heard that before? Oh, Reddit Karma. June Cruz says on Reddit, it's karma. The points. But is karma, do the stories get karma? An individual story, or is it just people? No, I think it's a name, it's just for a username. It's for a user. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't have more intelligence. Okay, is there anything else I wanted to cover? I'm assuming you heard that Dustin Diamond passed away, who played Screech on Saved by the Bell. Am I correct? 44 years old. Sad. Dustin Diamond dead at 44 from stage 4 lung cancer. Condolences to his family. Best known for playing Screech on Saved by the Bell. His condition had greatly declined since last week. His death comes just a couple weeks after completing his first round of chemo after he was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell carcinoma, which is commonly referred to as lung cancer. He was initially hospitalized in Florida in January after feeling pain all over his body and a general sense of unease. Unfortunately, it turned out to be cancer, stage 4 cancer. It's terrible. So again, condolences to his family. Tony Del Monte says he just found out 3 weeks ago. Jeff Haas says that's sad. He had a tough life. And I actually posted about this as well. Somebody else from the entertainment world, whose name you may know, died sadly at 56. I knew her years ago. I hadn't seen her in years. But she was very nice. Her name was Jamie Tarsis. 56. I didn't even know she was sick. She served as president of ABC Entertainment after helping develop hits like Friends, Mad About You, and Frasier at NBC. She was the first woman to serve as head of a network entertainment division. This is from Hollywood Reporter. And I guess, it said she died after suffering complications from a cardiac event last fall. And I don't really know what the nature of it was. But I knew her years ago. I haven't seen her in years. But she's really nice. And I was looking at my Twitter and her name popped up and I had no idea she was sick. So it's sad to read that. So condolences to her family as well. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Linda, for moderating. So not good, not good. Oh, another thing I saw as well. I want to pass this along. This wasn't good. Kai Kupferschmidt, who is a science journalist, said it looks like the UK variant has now picked up the E484K mutation as well. That is the one linked to evading some immunity in South Africa and Brazil. So that's not good. Chris Slovic says, I'm in my school in Thailand right now, and I am told as of right now, Myanmar's military has taken over the government. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Chris. Thank you for writing in. But this is not good because, the UK variant spreads faster than previous, but maybe it might be you could a bunch of people in South Africa got the virus, got that variant after having gotten COVID before. It's believed a bunch of people in Brazil, like in Manaus, have gotten the Brazil variant after having gotten the virus before. So the South Africa and Brazil variants, it's believed that they are such that having COVID before doesn't completely protect you from those. Now, what this is saying is that there's a version of the UK variant that has picked up the same mutation. So it's possible that this new version of the UK variant could be something that, like the South African and Brazil variants, people could have had the virus before and then get this one. So that's not good. I mean, the things keep changing. There was actually an article in the in Axios, which I want to show you. But like in Brazil, in Manaus, Manaus is a city in Brazil where it was thought that a lot of people, perhaps even most people, had the virus before, and they've had this huge spike recently, and it looks like people are getting it a second time. Vivian says, this virus seems to mutate rapidly. Now, all viruses mutate all the time, but we've had recently a lot of the mutations don't really help it at all, don't really do anything. But some strains have developed which pose issues. There was an article in Axios I saw here. See if I can find it for you. Yeah, there's this real question about what is it going to look like even after most people get vaccinated. Let me see if I can. Hang on one second. I'll show you this. Axios had this article today called a longer, deadlier pandemic. Chilling trend, a longer, deadlier pandemic. Talking about these new variants. Sam Baker, who wrote the article, said more contagious versions of the virus are gaining ground, which some experts say could prolong the pandemic for years. The vaccines work against these variants, but their job is much harder when we don't do the other things that control the spread. So, a big thing, the vaccines seem to work well against the new variants in terms of preventing deaths and hospitalizations. So the new Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a bunch of people in South Africa on the vaccine did get the virus, did get sick, but nobody in the whole Johnson Johnson vaccine trial, I believe in the whole trial, nobody even in South Africa went to the hospital or died. So that's a positive thing. I mean, you might have a case where, if vaccines can just keep people from dying and going to the hospital, that's a huge deal, even if they don't prevent people from getting like a more milder case of the disease. But that just remains to be seen because look, we don't know how else this thing is gonna mutate for years, killing more people and deepening the global economic crisis in the process, says Axios. Many experts say they already expect things to get worse before they get better, and that also means an end to the pandemic may be getting farther away. Singapore's education minister said it may be 4 to 5 years before we finally see the end of the pandemic. Now, I don't know exactly what they mean by that, by end, in the start of a post-COVID normal. Where it stands, there are essentially two different pandemics, Dutch officials said recently. The original strain and the threat from the mutated versions. There's light at the end of the tunnel for the first epidemic, but the next iteration, fueled by variants of the virus, is already taking hold. Shape-shifting virus threatens cycles of illness lockdowns. Spread of more transmissible and potentially deadlier variants of COVID-19 could slow economic recovery. This is from a couple days ago in the Wall Street Journal. The biggest shock to the global economy in a century is mutating literally. More transmissible and potentially deadlier variants of COVID, first identified in Britain, South Africa, and Brazil, are spreading just as the rollout of vaccines had raised hopes for a broad-based economic recovery. The variants pose two threats. First, restrictions may be tightened to counteract the higher risk of infection, pushing some economies back in recession. The second threat is of a possible new variant that is resistant to the immunity conferred by the existing vaccines. That would be really bad. And past infections, which could trigger a new cycle of restrictions and require a new round of vaccinations. If such a variant emerges, manufacturers think vaccines could be updated relatively quickly. Nonetheless, James Stock, an economist at Harvard, who has studied the virus and the economy, warned of a scenario of this thing sticking around for a much longer time frame. All the economic adaptations have been viewed as temporary. Restaurants at 25% capacity and so forth, he said. If this were to become chronic, there would have to be really massive reorganizations of the U.S. economy. Singapore's education minister, who co-chairs his government's COVID ministerial task force, said Monday, it may take 4 to 5 years before we finally see the end of the pandemic and the start of a post-COVID normal. Yeah, the really big thing is if you have this thing, if you see a variant of this virus where the vaccines don't really prevent people from getting hospitalized or dying, that'll be a huge deal. And that could happen, so that's the big one, though. That's the big one, because currently, the vaccines seem to really work to prevent deaths and hospitalizations, even if they don't, for the new variants, even if they're not, preventing people from getting the virus and maybe getting a bit sick. But think about it, like what happens if a variant emerges that you can get even though you've had it before, and that you can get even if you take one of the current vaccines, and that does maintain some degree of the possibility of putting you in the hospital or killing you. That's a bad thought. But again, look, this economist at Harvard said, all the economic adaptations have been viewed as temporary. Restaurants at 25% capacity and so forth, he said. If this were to become chronic, there would have to be really massive reorganizations of the U.S. economy. Mark Werling says, looks like that could happen. Virus has gotten worse since it was discovered. What will stop it? Our behavior. We need to change our behavior. Elizabeth G. says, post-COVID normal isn't going to be much different. Ann Salty says, I guess I can forget about ever eating out again. I mean, it really depends on how this thing continues to chill. If the vaccines keep you from getting super sick, then, if you get it and it's a mild thing, it's not as big of a deal. Look at these quotes here. Michael Osterholm. What's next? A British variant of this is from Axios. A British variant of the virus will likely become the dominant strain within the U.S. pretty soon, experts say. It's significantly more contagious than the virus we've been dealing with so far. And some researchers believe it may be about 30% more deadly. That hurricane's coming, said Michael Osterholm, an infectious disease expert at the University of Minnesota and Biden transition advisor, said Sunday on Meet the Press. He said, that hurricane's coming. He said, we are going to see something like we have not yet seen in this country. A more contagious and more lethal strain of the virus could easily send cases, hospitalizations, and deaths soaring right back to record levels, even as vaccinations continue to ramp up in the U.S. Tony Del Monte says, I would not be surprised if Minnesota State Fair and other fairs canceled again this year. Low Roller Scratcher says, more lockdown, people will start gambling in the stock market and crypto since people are desperate to earn more money. Hey, by the way, a quick thanks to Angel Shark. I really appreciate your support. Angel Shark, thank you. Thank you, Angel Shark. Rochelle says, those are scary words coming from Osterholm. I remember Osterholm talking way back last year, like at the beginning, talking about how it's going to be a long thing and you're going to have these cycles of lockdowns, and he was exactly right. Yeah, Mark says Osterholm has been correct so far with his predictions. He has. There was another good article today I saw about like somebody who'd gotten the vaccine, but they weren't really sure about, what they were going to do. And, it's things aren't just going to go back to normal. I mean, I've said before, if I get the vaccine, if there was a small chance that the vaccine, even the best vaccines are not supposed to be 100%, effective. So I don't know what I'd feel comfortable doing. Okay. Kathy Wickman says Osterholm is generally spot on. Yolande says there's a curfew in Montreal. Yeah, we might do a dedicated stream to this at some point. Montreal Gazette. 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. stay-at-home order. I did not know. It has a 3-week-old curfew in Quebec. Carol Reed says we'll be at this for a year if the vaccines hold. If they don't, we will be at least 2 or 3 more years like this. I mean, even if there's no restrictions on people, there will be many people who, if they feel at personal risk, they're not going to want to, go out and put themselves in a big crowd. EPAN says we have a curfew in San Francisco, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Misha is here. Misha is jumping in. Rhea Rivers says this will tank the economy if so. Well, I definitely think it's possible. I remember seeing this before, but it's especially with these variants, it's possible that in much of the country, like in Florida, they're having the bars are open and you can go and be crowded, but a lot of people are not going to want to go, regardless of whether they're open. Like those businesses, like bars and restaurants, I don't really. We could be talking about like a very long time horizon until you have like the vast majority of the population willing to go back. I mean, sure, like where I am in Florida, the bars are open. Many people won't go to them. I ain't going to them. So, regardless of whether they're open or not, the business still suffers. Fawn Spy said, had a customer today didn't want to wear a mask because he had received second vaccination last week. So if people are still getting sick, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people who just don't want to do the things they did before, regardless of whether things are open or not. So that's something worth watching. Lovely Heaven says, do you think that after this pandemic we will be living in a world of endemic because the virus will never be gone and not all want to get the vaccine? Well, you can find experts who say they don't think the virus will be completely eradicated around the world. But as to if it's, maybe it'll just be common for everybody to get vaccinated or almost everybody to get vaccinated, and that'll I could see a world in which the vaccines are pretty good and take care of it for most people. So, I don't know where this is all going. Hopefully the medical technology and the vaccine technology is good enough so that it's not something people generally have to worry about. But it's possible it'll just be floating around out there. Hold on a second. Okay. We'll take a few more comments here. I mean, that's really the big unknown is it's not in our hands in a sense of, I mean, the fewer people who have it, the less chance it has to mutate. But it's at a certain point, it's certainly not up to us how the thing mutates. Hey, by the way, thanks to everybody who donated. I really appreciate that because that is literally what allows me to do this. Your support has allowed me to do this channel for over 2 years. Well, both channels. This is Agenda Free TV too. So I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. That includes the Facebook stars. Thank you. Guy Sarin. If you do want to support the channels, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. Chris Hodgson says, I am starting to think this could just prove that everyone will end up getting it, and I hope that people just survive it. Hope I'm wrong. And look, it's not just it. I mean, if you have multiple strains floating around, you know, what happens if, as I said before, there's evidence that people are getting it in Brazil, that the Brazilian strain and the South African strain infect people who've already had it. So there's this whole other question of when you say it, I mean, it sounds like it's possible to get multiple different strains of it. So, yeah, I don't know how normal will it be to get it. At a certain point, if the vaccines prevent, it'll just be normal. But this thing, yeah, I think, you know, it was silly last year in the spring when people were acting like everything was going to be back to normal in the summer. And things aren't getting back to normal anytime soon. Beth Standard says a real nightmare is what this is. Misha, I think you came in after I read a couple articles that you probably are happy you didn't see me read. Mior says there are people who say the Nipah virus will be the next pandemic. I've never heard of Nipah virus. Al Arabiya, which I believe is a Saudi news site. Nipah virus. Over the last 22 years, they say, over the last 22 years, sporadic outbreaks of Nipah virus has prompted concern among international virologists. Health experts are wary that Nipah virus has the potential to become a new pandemic. I don't really know about Nipah virus. I'll keep an eye out for more stuff on it. For Nipah virus. This was a few weeks ago. The other virus that worries Asia. The death rate for Nipah virus is up to 75% and has no vaccine. Scientists are working hard to ensure it doesn't cause the next pandemic. Asia has a high number of emerging infectious diseases. Fruit bats are the natural host of Nipah virus. Nipah virus is in the top 10 list of pathogens the WHO thinks could cause a public health emergency. Anyways, you can read more about that at BBC Future, the other virus that worries Asia. Hey, thanks so much for your support. Duster Singer. Hey, Duster, that's very kind of you. Watching on Facebook. Thank you, Duster, for your support. Much appreciated, Duster Singer. Helene Bemis says, never heard of that one. Oops, hold on a second. Let me do this. Sorry, I was just checking a couple things here. Yeah, let's hope while this is going on, something else doesn't come out. You know, something Michael Osterholm is, if I'm remembering right, I know he's on Biden's transition team, but he's a well-known infectious disease specialist, I believe. But something he was saying like last year, and I've seen people say, which is like we should be planning for the possibilities. Like a lot of the government talk at multiple levels of government, state and federal, has been as if things are just going to be fine and just ignoring very realistic possibilities of things not going the best way. And like, there's a very realistic chance that this thing's going to keep mutating and the vaccines won't solve the problem, at least the first batch. And like, but like, it's like never discussed. And I think people aren't mentally ready for it. And it just doesn't get talked about or planned for, it doesn't seem like. There's just this assumption. It's like, oh, everybody's going to take the vaccine, it's going to be back to normal. And when Michael Osterholm was talking about it, if I remember right, he was talking about like, you know, I think it was him, like these are realistic possibilities. You know, it's not like 1 in a million possibility. You should be planning for the realistic possibilities. And that clearly was not what was going on previously with the virus. There was just this assumption that, you know, things were going to be fine. I mean, here was one. So at least there is a vaccine. Well, let me say this. There's the possibility that there wasn't a vaccine. There could have been no vaccine. It could have worked out that all these vaccine prospects didn't actually work at all. And that was something that was really not planned for. Now, fortunately, they do work to a degree, but we're already seeing that there's limits on that. And who knows, maybe there'll be a mutation that comes out where the vaccines won't really work on it. So, should plan for it or get people mentally prepared. Montpelier says, could be very bad economically down the road. Bao Chikawawa says, exactly, that's what's so frustrating. Like, people can't mentally handle the possibility that things won't go back to normal. It's just never discussed. It's just always assumed things are going to work out great and right on schedule. Yeah, Manic Miner says yes, or could have taken 3 years for the vaccines. Also, the rich countries are getting the vaccines now, but there's a lot of countries that won't have it so fast. The virus will still be going, even the original strains could still be going there. Rochelle says they don't want people to panic, but people deserve the truth. We aren't children. Misha says people can't handle that. All right. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? I think it's getting to be that time. We covered some different stories, but I think it's getting to be that time, guys. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to wrap up this live stream. But if there's big news, I can come back on the air. I'll also be posting on my Twitter account @Lookner with breaking news @Lookner. But if you like the news roundup, be sure to subscribe. We usually do it on this channel. If you're on YouTube, it's Agenda Free TV 2. On the other channels, it's just Agenda Free TV. But if you're watching on YouTube, I actually have 2 news channels on YouTube. So there's this one, Agenda Free TV 2, and there's also Agenda Free TV. So make sure you subscribe to both on YouTube. And also on YouTube, I have a personal channel called Lookner where I do non-news videos. So you can find that at YouTube as well. YouTube, one on the other platform. I really appreciate the moderators. They're all volunteers. They are awesome. Give it up for them. They're great. They're all volunteers. Melissa Alicia, Angel Shark, Sarah Joy, Julian Phillips, Mark Helton, Misha and Linda Belk. Ooh, what's going on? My Periscope was pixelating. Misha says, I can't tell anyone anything anymore. No one will listen. They're tapped out. Yes, I didn't talk about the cold here, Misha. I was talking about the blizzard. And also our Facebook and Twitch moderators, Roxanne Betke and Bud Green. Thank you for moderating there. And our Twitch moderators. Let's give it up for them. All the mods. Awesome work, mods. Amazing. Muse was there, and a bunch of other mods in Twitch. Thank you, Muse. And remember, if anybody's interested in being a volunteer moderator, that'd be awesome. Just ask the mods. You can get more information from the moderators. The Discord notifications. Best way to make sure you know when I'm coming over in the air to cover breaking news. Sign up for the Discord notifications. It is free. You can find the link at the bottom of the YouTube chat, and our moderators can post that as well. All right. Oh, and again, thanks to everybody who donated. That is really nice of you, and that allows me to do my channels, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Again, if you want to donate, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. Speaking of which, thank you so much, Sherry Not Shirley. Hey, thank you, Sherry Not Shirley. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Carol Reed says, YouTube is having short bursts of cutting out. Some people said they had that. I didn't notice it. I'm watching on YouTube right here, and I didn't notice it, but I guess YouTube might be having some issues because some people said they did, so I'm sorry if that's the case. I don't believe it's on my end. Okay, thanks to our viewers. Shalom Revelator, Rochelle NYCB. Oh, thanks everybody who sent in photos and videos of the snow as well. Rear Rivers. Suzanne 2525. Thank you for watching. Clint Templeton. And all our Periscope viewers. Thanks for watching there. Thanks to our Twitch viewers. Oh, I think Skip Fu was there moderating too. Bossa Supernova. Fresh Apples. Sorry, Baby Cloud. That Big Skeptic. Johnny Anonymous. Duxor. Duxor Elon says Elon is thumbs up Bitcoin. Wasn't Elon thumbs up Dogecoin a few days ago? And then what happened? What is the Dogecoin price right now? What happened to it? 4 cents? 3.2 cents. Oh no, Dogecoin. Oh no. Oh no, Dogecoin. That's from CoinDesk. Okay. Thanks to our Twitch viewers. Happy Slappy, A. Charles, Cinnamon Frosted Pecans, Sim, A Bondman, and our other Twitch viewers. Thanks for watching there. Oh, thank you to The Princess for your donation. Hey, The Princess, that's very kind of you. The Princess. Thank you. Roger Bonner, thanks for watching. Roger says you can be infected at one time by multiple strains of COVID. Hasn't that happened on the odd case? I thought I had read that that happened at some point. I'm not sure. Yeah, look. Hold on a second. Yeah, Reuters. Brazil researchers find people infected with 2 different virus strains. Researchers in southern Brazil say they have discovered patients infected with 2 different strains of the new virus simultaneously, reflecting concerns about the number of variants in the country. Their symptoms were reportedly mild. They did not require hospitalization. There you go. All right, thanks to our Facebook viewers, Roger Bonner, Jeff Curry, Duster Singer, thank you, Duster, Andy Thomas, Doreen Weir, John W. Harvey, thank you for watching, and all of our Facebook viewers, and our YouTube viewers, Worker B, Darren Markley, Adjust Your Focus, John Gidry, Manic Miner, Paula Faust, SM, April Coco, Baby Shark, Richie Cuna, Kathy Williams, Elizabeth G, June 0130, Lynn Smith, Tony Del Monte, Underdog Rising. Hey, stay safe in the snow, everybody. Betsy's Barn, Ann M, Yolande Gingras, Terry, Asymptomatic Superspreader, Low Roller Scratcher, Montpelier, Darren Markley, William Stade, Jeff Ha, Ryhop, I Hear Crickets, Nate Skate, Ann Salty, Beth Standard, Adjust Your Focus, Blue Scoop, Camille W. Camille just got here. You'll have to rewind. Lovely Heaven, thank you. All right, guys. We will be doing more news updates. So thanks for joining. Thanks for finding Agenda Free TV 2 if you're watching on YouTube. Glad you found the channel. All right. If there's big news, I'll come back on the air. Ooh. Here's a little bit of news. Hold on a second. McConnell slams Marjorie Taylor Greene. Last story, just to update you, I'll retweet it. You can read it. McConnell says Taylor Greene's embrace of conspiracy theories a cancer to GOP country. Mitch McConnell blasted Marjorie Taylor Greene's embrace of loony lies and conspiracy theories. Anyways, if you want to read that, go to the Hill. Go to the Hill. You can read that at the Hill. I'm not getting into it now. I'm getting off the air. I'm just letting you know this story is out there. All right, guys. I think we're wrapping it up. All right, guys, thank you for watching. We are wrapping up our live news coverage. Appreciate you joining the stream. And thanks again to the mods. And thanks again to the lurkers and the donors and everybody else who was watching. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with more live coverage at Agenda Free TV and Agenda Free TV 2.